Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome to the stopwatch tutorial with the SKA Laboratory. The material that we will discuss from this tutorial is related to the measurement of the standard time of a product assembly activity. The outline from this tutorial is first, the purpose of the tutorial, second, input and output the tutorial, third, stopwatch material, fourth, stopwatch calculation, and the last is case study. To understand the stopwatch material, you can see from the following illustration where there is a wood craftsman who is assembling furniture. But if you can see, the assembly done by the worker is considered less effective because the workers still move a lot to pick up the equipment. This can affect the work time. By using stopwatch method, we can find out the standard time and a normal time for the work. So it can be used to design the workstation or layout so that the process time needed will be more effective and efficient. The tutorial objectives is first, introducing the stopwatch in direct measurement applications. Second, able to determine rating factors and allowance of operator by analyzing the working performance and working condition of operator. Third, able to determine the number of work cycles by counting the sufficiency test and uniformity test of the data. Fourth, able to calculate the normal time and the standard time of a work by identifying and measuring of the work elements. The input from this tutorial is first, the working time elements, second, the duration on each the working time elements, third, the amount of observational data. The output from this tutorial is first, the data sufficiency test, second, the data uniformity test, third, the cycle time average, fourth, the normal times, and the last is the standard times.
Now move to the explanation of time study. Work time measurement or time study is an activity to determine the time required by an operator who has the average skills and well trained in carrying out a work task or activity in normal condition and working tempo. From Vignesh Subroto, 2003. Work time measurement is divided into two. First is direct measurement and second is indirect measurement. Direct measurement is a measurement that is directly carried out with the measuring instrument without looking for other variables. The example of direct measurement are work sampling and stopwatch. Indirect measurement, it is a measurement made by looking for other variables first, then calculating mathematically to get the measurement result. The example of indirect measurement, there is regression analysis method, and there are also determined standard time with time of movement. The explanation of determined standard time with time of movement is MTM and MOST methods. Now move to the explanation of stopwatch method. Stopwatch first introduced by Frederick W. Taylor in 19th century. Stopwatch is a direct measurement of working time which is commonly applied for the jobs on short duration and repetitive. The result of stopwatch itself is get the standard time to complete the work cycle where this time will be used as the standard time for completing work for all workers. There are three types of stopwatch measurement. First is continuous timing, second is repetitive timing, and the third is accumulative timing. The continuous timing itself is the observer starts timing at the start of the first element and performs this continuously throughout the work of all work elements. The example of continuous timing is a fast work such as assembly product. And the repetitive timing is done by counting always restart from 0 at the end of each work elements. Usually, this repetitive timing only for jobs that consists of one element only. For example, combining part A and part B or attaching a sticker to the package. And the last is accumulative timing. The accumulative timing itself uses two or more stopwatches. This method is to accumulate several types of work consisting of the first worker and the second worker. Now move to the calculation. Before doing the calculation for the cycle time, normal time, and standard time, we must do the data sufficiency test and the data uniformity test. And for the number of observation, the minimum n is 10. And for the data sufficiency test, we can use the formula that has been shown in the slide, where the K itself is the confidence level that indicates the extent to which the level of reliability of statistical samples can correctly estimate population parameters. And the higher of the confidence level, the greater the data required. And for the 99%, the K value is 3. For 95%, the K value is 2. And for the 68%, the K value is 1. And for the S itself is the level of accuracy, which indicates how much the observer believes that the result obtained meet the accuracy requirements. And for the terms of the sufficiency test itself, if n accents minus equal to n, the data are considered sufficient. But if the n accent is more than n, the data is not enough. And for the data uniformity test, you can use the formula that has been shown in the slide, where there are two things. The first is upper control limit, using the formula x bar plus k multiplied by standard deviation. And for the lower control limit, the formula is x bar minus k multiplied by standard deviation, where the x bar itself is the average of working elements, the k is confidence level, and the standard deviation using the formula that has been shown in the slide, and the n is the number of the observation. And now we can move to the uniformity data test calculation. If you can see in the slide, there is an example of uniformity data test for element y. And you can see in the data number 4, this data is below the lower control limit. And also the data in number 8 is above the upper control limit. It means that these two data is outside from the boundaries. It means that this data is not uniform. That is why we should take these two data and replace it with the new data. After we take those two data and we replace it to the new data, you can see that in this slide, from 1 up to 10, all of the data is inside the boundaries. It means that this data is already uniform. Now we move to the rating factor. Rating factor is used to determine the proficiency level of a worker. It is the researcher subjectivity. And if you can see, there are 4 factors that we must pay attention for. The first is for the skill, second is for the effort, the third is for the condition, and the last is for the consistency. And if you can see, you can use this formula to counting for the rating factor, which is P equals to PO plus PI, where the P itself is the rating factor, PO is for rating normal or equal as 1, and for the PI is rating performance. And now we can see in this slide is the example on how we should decide the score for each factor in this rating factor. In this description that has been checklist is represent on how the worker doing their job. For example, he is fit the job very well, he seems very well trained, the movements are very supple but very fast, which is hard to follow, and seems same as the machine's movements, and the last is smooth movement from one element to another. If you count for this description, there are 5 numbers. It means the total of the worker super skill is more than 50% from 8. It means that this worker is includes super skill A1 or plus 0.15. And then after we decide the score for the skill, you can do the same thing for the effort, the condition, and the consistency. If you already decide for the score for every factors, you can find the rating performance using the formulas from the previous slide. Now move to the allowance. Allowance is obtained from the table of ILO or International Labour Organization. The allowance is observed from median of every factors. And we can take for the example there are workers that doing the assembly. For example, the energy that spent is can be neglected. The samples of work is work on desk and seat. The load equivalent is no load. And for example, the workers is male. So we can decide that the allowance score is the median of this range, which is 3. And then we can do the same things for another factor. There are 6 factors that we must pay attention for. The first is the energy spent. Second is work attitude. Third is work movement. And then the next is the eye strain. And then for the workplace temperature. And the last is the state of atmosphere. Now we move to the calculation of time. We can see that in this slide, there is a table that indicates time of the work elements. And if you can see, there are 5 work elements. The first is Grab's lower body, second assembly iron, and the last is tightening the screw. And if you can see, this column is represent on how long the worker is doing their job for each element. And the N itself is how many the observation data. Now move to the time calculation. The first is cycle time. The cycle times average is the completion time of an element of work from Yuliarto 2009. The formula for the cycle time itself is sigma x divided into n, where the sigma x is amount of measurement time and the n itself is number of observation for measured work elements. And second is normal time. The normal time for an element of work operation is simply an indication that a well-qualified operator will complete work at a normal work tempo from Wignio Subroto 2000. And the formula for normal time is cycle time average, where we already calculated before, multiplied by rating factor. And the last is standard time. Standard time is the actual time used by the operator to complete work involving allowance. The formula for standard time itself is the normal time that we already calculated before, multiplied by 100 divided into 100 minus the allowance.
That's all for the stopwatch tutorial, and thank you for your attention, and we apologize to you if there is any mistakes during the explanation. And there is a hadith from Hadith Riwayat Muslim. If a man dies, then all his debts are cut off except from 3 things: from alms-giving finger, or knowledge that is taken advantage of, or pious children who pray for it. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.